Hey, what's up? What's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight I'm going to be doing a very quick recap on this Blueface and I was about to say Jaden. Blueface and Chrisean interview that they just did and just dropped. Now, I watched the full thing and I seen a lot of the comments, and I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion about it, period. So, as you guys know, I've been following what Blueface has been doing, what Chrisean has been doing, and what Jaden has been up to. I've been updating a lot of it on my social media. I've been posting a lot of the tweets. I've been monitoring when they go live because why? It makes me money and you guys are interested in it. And I'm interested in what y'all interested in, and I'm interested in making money. So, I've been keeping up with the story that makes me money, period. So, with that being said, I've seen a lot of stuff play out in real time, and I've seen what she said in the interview. Now, in the interview, she went over a few things about the money situation, about Blueface leaking the photo, about her being a side chick, or not trying to admit that she was a side chick, but how her and Blueface first started messing around. She talked about her feelings towards Jaden. She says she feels nothing towards Jaden. She played a phone call of Blueface where Blueface was arguing with Jaden because he was on the phone with her and she was mad that he was calling Chrisean. She shared that Blueface has recently had hanky-panky with her, and she says that it was after Jaden and Blueface did their interview together. I guess that's when they was supposed to have did hanky-panky together. She talked about, what else did she talk about? She cried. What else did she talk about? What am I missing? She talks about WAC 100, how she feel about WAC 100. She talked about, what else did she talk about? I'm trying to think. Anyways, so, someone says, I was hoping that someone would talk about this interview. She admitted to a lot of things we already knew about her and Blueface relationship. So here's what my thoughts. Okay, and like I said, this live is going to be very brief. It's not going to be long at all. As it pertains to her and Blueface, she talked about, like I said, about how they first started. She talked about how Jaden was in the picture and she was trying to play the business role, but she was really trying to get Blueface. Now, a lot of people listened to what she was saying and they felt like everything that she was saying was authentic because she showed 2 receipts in the interview. Now, I beg to differ. I don't think that everything that she said was authentic. I don't think that everything she said was the truth. And I just don't think so because of what I've seen on social media. Now, in the interview, she talked about her situation with Blueface, and she admitted that she was messing with Blueface while he was still in a family unit to Jaden. But to me, in my opinion, she kind of downplayed the role that she had as a side chick. Like, she kind of downplayed it like, oh, well, he was seeing other girls, I was seeing other girls, and she wasn't really real about that aspect fully. Now, you can peek through it and you could get, bits and pieces and you could put it together or whatever because of information that you already know. But to me, she downplayed a lot of her role in dealing with somebody who already was dealing with somebody. She downplayed that. She tried to make it be something else other than what it was. He had a girl who was his main girl. She tried to act like she was oblivious. At some point, she was like, well, I didn't even know about her. And then she talks about knowing about her. And then it was like, no. Okay, so she downplayed that part. As it pertains to her current status with Blueface, the reason why the interview and a lot of people felt like the interview was all over the place was because she just wanted to get to the messy part. Okay. So all throughout the comments, there is a lot of people who had complaints because they felt like the interview was all over the place. And I don't think that is because of the interviewer. I think that Jason Lee had a structure, a start, middle, and end on how he wanted to do the interview. And it kept jumping all over the place because she wanted to keep getting to the part where she spilled tea on him that he's still nutting in her or still wants to nut in her. So it was not a seamless interview because it kept jumping from, okay, tell me about this situation. How did this situation lead to that situation? How did that situation lead there? It was not able to be like a start, middle, and end because she wanted to jump to the messy parts. Like, where's the part that I spilled tea that Blueface is still calling me and still trying to nut at me? Like, that, to me, that was her whole focus of the interview, rather than, it being a seamless interview. Now, a lot of people looked at the interview and they felt like, oh my gosh, she's so real, she's so raw. And I think the parts that she's real and she's raw about is the fact that she loves Blueface. She's willing to do anything for Blueface. She sacrificed a lot for Blueface. She put her trust in a man who ultimately deceived her. I feel like all of those emotions were true and real and honest. Like her feeling like, okay, I'm with this man. We grinding. I'm getting the bag, and I'm trusting in you to do what's right with the money. Those things I feel like was true and honest, and I feel like those were very heartfelt things that she really put her trust in him through and through. And she felt in the end like, damn, like you didn't really do what I thought that you would do. That was real, true, and honest. Now, the parts that for me that were not true and were not honest were when it came to her being accountable. In the interview, she had zero accountability at all. She took zero accountability for there was no part in the interview that I saw that she took accountability for anything. Everything was putting her in a victim light. And that kind of was very off-putting to me because she would expose Blueface. She would say everything about how Blueface did her wrong, but she would not be real about her intentions when she did certain things. She would not be real about her motive behind certain things. And she just was not all the way 100. Like when I read comments and people said that she was all the way 100, I'm like, where? She was not. When it came to him asking her a question about, was she using the little baby situation to get Blueface jealous? She lied. She said, no, I don't like making him mad. I wasn't really trying to make him mad. It was just it was a post, it was a picture. And all I said was, he popping his shit. And it was like, no. You were trying to get back at your baby daddy. You were trying to make him mad, and you were trying to get a reaction out of him. And so for me, it was like she would have a part in the interview where she would be real, and then she would have a part in the interview where she would completely lie because she would then contradict herself later in the interview. Like she would say something and then it would completely contradict later in the interview. So she lied about her intentions to me. Another part of the interview where I felt like she lied about was her not knowing that it was Jaden's birthday when she released that tape. Okay? Jason Lee pointed out the fact and he said, why did you release the tape on Jaden's birthday? Or did you know that it was Jaden's birthday when you released the tape? And then she was like, huh? It was her birthday? I didn't know it was her birthday. Oh, really? And then she said the reason why she did it was because he was with other women, and he was with other women, and then that prompted her to release the tape because he was with other women and her stuff is wet. And I was just like, okay, Okay. Okay. Another thing that she said, she talked about giving birth to her baby. She talked about how what made her give birth on live stream. I think he asked her why she went live, and I don't think she fully answered the question, but she said that she was on her way to a show. It was a Glorilla. It was Little Baby's tour, and she said she had been communicating with Glorilla and Gloss, and she was supposed to do the show, and then she ended up going into labor. She said that she did not know that she was going into labor because her private kept getting wet. Okay? And so she said that her private kept getting wet, and it kept getting moist, and it kept, like, water kept coming out. And she said that because of that, she didn't know, because that's normal for her. She said that it's normal for her stuff to always be wet and, like, leaking or whatever, because she's a creamer. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not a gynecologist. I only know how my stuff works. And I only know what other women have told me how their stuff works. So as it pertained to that part of it, it did not sound like, I don't know if that's normal, because it's not normal for me. Okay. When stuff comes out for me, it's because I'm on my period. And any discharge that comes out is because I'm getting off my period. And if there's any other type of anything outside of that, it's because something ain't right. Okay, so that's just what my knowledge is of it. But she said it's always wet, it's always leaking. And so she didn't know that because she's a creamer and because it's always wet. And I was just like, well, I don't know. I would have to ask somebody who's always wet if that's normal or what is going on. I don't know. Another thing that she talked about was whether it was a business relationship or not. Now, she talked about how Blueface was lying because in his interview, he said that it was just a business relationship. He said that he was, like, just trying to get the bag or whatever like that. And she said that he was lying because they was really rocking together. And she said that before she wrote her name in blood on his mirror, and before she stole his car, she was sleeping with other men because he was sleeping with other women. And she said that that really got them locked in because she wrote her name in the blood and she stole his car. And she said that that made him want to hump her. Okay. So she said that, he called her and he was like, yeah, come, like, and then at that point they was really locked in because, of that. I don't know. Another thing she briefly talked about her sister, whether or not she wanted her sister on baddies. And she didn't really want to go into that. She cried when Jason Lee brought up the arrangement that they had with the money. She cried on that part. She cried when he asked her about, like, her being a mom. She talked about whether or not she had a postpartum or not. And then she talked briefly about the hospital appointments and all of that. Now, once she got to the hospital and appointments and all of that, that's when I felt like she was also lying again. Now, she's all about, I show you the receipts, I show you the tea, I show you, like, anything about Blueface. She's ready to blast anything about it. She wants to show you the receipts. She wants to show the call. She wants to show any blackmail proof that she has on him. She wanted to share it all. But when it came to her and like, did you do this or did you not do that? She did not show receipts for any of those things that you really would think that she would prove, because from the outside looking in, she cares a great deal about whether or not people think that she's a good mom or not. Okay? Like, she cares, like, oh, do people think I'm a good mom? Like, she cares about that. Like, you could tell she cares about that. So I feel like if any receipt that she was going to pull up or prove that he was lying about, I felt like it would have been that. I felt like she would have showed Jason that, okay, like, this is the true, oh, I got makeup on my hand. This is the true information about the surgery. This is the true information about the date. This is the true, like, not show us, because obviously, you know, don't show the internet, sure, medical records or anything like that. But I felt like she would have showed proof of those things. She would have showed proof of the like the main things. And to me, she did not show proof. And I think a lot of things, like when I was looking at the interview, I was thinking about Tasha K, right? So I used to, before me and Tasha K fell out, I would watch her, you know, her interviews that she did, right? And one of the things that Tasha K used to do, and she fooled a lot of people for a very long time, until people start calling her out on her receipts, right? So what Tasha K used to do was, she would show like a really good receipt, okay, on something. Like, for instance, she had this Travis Scott story. Completely made up story about Travis Scott and him on the balcony with some girl. It turned out that it was like this lookalike that staged it and all that, right? She had like I think it was like a DM, or she had like one like good receipt, and then she built a story around it, you know, so that it made you think that everything else she was telling was the truth, because you seen a receipt. So you felt like, oh, well, she know what she's talking about. She's telling the truth because she showed me a receipt. But then when you listen to it, it's like, wait, a lot of this stuff is kind of like, there's lies in this. But because you seen that one receipt, you felt like you got the truth about everything, right? And that's kind of how I was feeling when I was watching her interview. I seen that people who kept saying that she's so raw, she's so real. I'm like, are they going off of the fact that she's willing to expose Blueface and she can show a receipt about Blueface? And are they disregarding that anytime it comes to her accountability, her role, what she did, her intentions, how it's not the truth, it's not a receipt, it's not like, what? So that's kind of what I was feeling. Let me see what's going on in the chat. I've been live for 18 minutes. I'm not about to be live too much longer, but I just wanted to give a recap because some people asked me to give my thoughts on the interview, and that's what I'm doing here. I felt like, as it pertains to exposing Blueface, I believe that Blueface is still hitting her up. I believe that she has sex with Blueface. I believe the exposed stuff about Blueface, I think that she's telling the truth. The stuff about herself, I think that a lot of it was a lie. When she said that she wasn't trying to make him jealous. Oh, she talked about my boo. She talked about how she has this guy who's overseas, who she's really trying to date. And then she talks about my boo and how she wouldn't give no white boy no cootie cat or whatever. But then on the internet, she acts like she's trying to give my boo cootie cat, and they try to do a fake relationship. But then in an interview, she admitted that my boo is a white boy that she would not give a time of the day. And she said that she really trying to like this other guy that's overseas, and I guess they hunched back in the day, or whatever like that. Somebody says, seems like you need to talk about rock to be relevant. All y'all here to hear about rock fans always like the biggest haters. No, I don't have to talk about her to be relevant. Actually, I talk about what makes me money, and this story makes me money. Okay? She doesn't keep me relevant. I've been doing YouTube for 7+ years. Okay? I've been doing YouTube consistently for 7+ years. I started doing YouTube in 2009, 2008. Okay, to be exact. And I've been doing commentary. I talk about what makes me money and what you guys are interested in. And the reason that you clicked this video is because you're interested in hearing what somebody got to say about it. Now, the thing about it is you want somebody to kiss her ass and you want somebody to feel like she's a victim. So that's where the line draws. Okay? But we both is being entertained by the train wreck. Okay? Very much so. So what else was there? Is there anything else? Somebody said, talking about rock makes you money. Absolutely. It's the biggest train wreck on the internet right now. Of course. Everybody's tuned into a train wreck. So, yeah, we're all watching the train and see how, is it going to derail off the tracks? Is it gonna crash? We're all watching the train wreck together. So yeah. So what else did I notice? So I seen a lot of people put her in a victim state, and there was this one comment that I wanted to highlight that I read, and I felt like it was facts. It was absolutely facts, and so I'm gonna share it with y'all. And then that'll be that. And you know what? This person, hold on. I'm going to share this comment, and then we're going to be out. Because like I said in the beginning, we're not going to be here too long. We're going to be here long enough. All right. This person replied, and they said, because a lot of people were like, oh, she's young. A lot of girls have been foolish before. A lot of girls have been stupid over a man before, yada, yada, yada. And this person hit the nail on the head. And they said, no, being foolish is one thing. Continuing to be foolish is another. She did not take accountability. I never effed with another woman's man knowingly and continued. Never competed with no girl. Never raw dogged or tried to get pregnant by a man who was cheating and disrespectful. Nah, you get wise and you get out. I want this girl to be happy. She's beautiful and I be trying to sympathize, but nah, this ain't it. This the type ish that keeps her complacent, thinking this ish is okay. Most of us was not this delusional. We all make and will make mistakes, but not like this. Me and her both are Pisces, both from Baltimore, so I see both sides. She let the man continue to disrespect her. He's a narc. She needs help. And they said, hold on one second. They said, okay, most of us was not this delusional. We all make and will make mistakes, but not like this. Me and her are both Pisces, both from Baltimore, so I see both sides. She let a man continue to disrespect her. He's a narc. She needs help. She has too much going on for this. She can do better. Now, I agree with them, and they hit the nail on the head. I think when I look at Chrisean, I look at a lot of the girls who comment, and a lot of the girls say that they can relate to her. I think that so many girls can relate to her because so many girls are in a delusional state behind a man, and a lot of girls are willing to have a piece of a man versus standing on their own too and not having no man at all and grinding and doing what they got to do. A piece of a man to a lot of women is better than no man at all, and a lot of women can relate to being dogged out, being a man's cum rag, and being done to that level of embarrassment. Now, when it comes to me, have I been stupid over a man? Absolutely. Have I been stupid over a man to that degree? Hell no. And that's the thing that a lot of people fail to realize is like, has every woman been stupid over a man? Or has every person in a relationship been stupid over a guy? Yes, to a degree. But it's about what you're willing to take. The stuff that she's willing to take is not acceptable on any spectrum that we're on. Like any spectrum, it's not okay. Any man who disowns your child deserves zero respect. Okay? And the person in the comment that said that's unique is because you relate to her, because you allow a nigga to dog you out. Period. Not me. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. Ain't no nigga about to disrespect my child, embarrass my child, degrade my child, or disown and not take care of my child, and I'm opening up my legs for that man. I don't care how much love, how much nothing you think. No. It's levels to it. It's levels. And a lot of people keep using the whole, she had a bad background. Her mama was a crackhead. Her daddy was this. Her daddy was that. You know how many girls have that same background, bad household, no guidance, and chose to do better for themselves? It is a choice at some point. At some point, you have to realize that you are an adult. You're no longer a child, and you have to make choices to be better than your parents. You don't want to, like my mom always told me when she was raising me, don't be like me, be better than me. Okay? I've seen people who have come from the slums do well for themselves. Like all that, you had a bad life when you were younger. A lot of that stuff is a crutch that people hold on to. What is that? I Swiss? No, I'm not perfect. Okay? Never said that I was perfect. Never said that I was perfect. Like I said, we have all been through a situation with a man, but it is the extent that you allow somebody to take you through is the point. A lot of people are, like I said, they sympathize with her because they are living the same life. They are being a side chick to a man, letting him drag them through the gutter and all of that. No, and no. Let me see what V to V said. She said, rise above it. You trying to make a platform from something you haven't been through. Yeah, I would never. And I'm not making a platform off of something I ain't been through. I made a platform off of doing investigative research, doing news stories, and being authentically me. That's how I built my platform. Chrisean and Blueface just came. I just started doing Chrisean and Blueface content, I think, this year. Okay? I've been online building my platform, and it was 300K before I ever talked about them, period. Okay? Please miss me. Because now y'all about to start making me curse with the blasphemy, thinking that I am building my platform from her. No, I am talking about a trending topic. Okay? Period. You're too negative. Always hating on Chrisean. Aw. This is what y'all want me to say, right? This is what they want me to say. Oh my God. She seen that Blueface was in a relationship, and poor victim Chrisean, that Blueface would mess with her, and he's in a relationship, and poor victim Chrisean, that no, she is not no victim to me. She's not. She is a willing participant in a circus, and the problem is so many women are in that same circus. You said I only read negative comments? No, that's what's popping up. Stevie Ray said she'll be kicking their ass in a minute. Period. But I'm gonna let some of y'all up. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. And Jaden is not what? Jaden is not what? Jaden not a victim either. So what about it? A circus that they getting paid for, don't leave that out. Girl, we all getting paid. Don't leave that out. Okay? A circus that they're getting paid for, don't leave that out. Girl, we all getting paid. All of the blogs, all of the bloggers, we're all cashing in on the train wreck, baby. All of us. So don't leave that out. Don't leave that out. Oh, the rock stars be so bad. They be so bad. They be so hot. They be so hot. But what did you guys think about it? Are you God? I mean, y'all be thinking people is gods now. I don't think I'm God, but maybe you do, baby. Maybe you do. Let's drop the link for iSwiss. Let's hear some rock tards. I was going to cut this stream short and leave it at like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Click the link. Because a lot of you bimbos, y'all be really big and bad behind the keyboard. Click the link and let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Where props? What props? Let me know. Somebody said, because you never give her props when they are due. She did take accountability, though. She says she is trying to get rid of her toxic. That's taking accountability? Her saying that she's trying to get rid of her toxic ways is taking accountability? Please click the link. Let me know where I need to give her props at. If there was a part in the interview that I needed to give her props on, let me know. Because that's not taking accountability. You said fix the back of my hair, child. It is fine. Somebody said, y'all keep saying she's 23, but NBA YoungBoy was 20 when he had 9 kids. Let me see. I'm telling y'all, they be big and bad on the keyboard, but they be so scared to hit the link. Hit the link, baby. Let's hear it. You never give her props when props is due. What part of the interview? What part of the interview? Let me know. What I missed. Lisa, hello.
Hello.
Hey, let's talk.
Yeah, let's talk. I watched the whole Chrisean interview.
Mm-hmm.
And, she did try to give Jason Lee those receipts. She tried to, and he wasn't interested in that. He wanted to ask her other
She
questions
gave
that he was
Jason Lee receipts on Blueface.
No, actually tried to give him multiple receipts besides the ones on Blueface. She showed them texts between both of them. So them was just Blueface text. Them was texting him back too. She tried to give him multiple receipts, and Jay said he didn't want to see those. I watched the whole interview when it was on the couch. She said, you want to just take my phone? You can see everything. When the whole doctor's appointments and the conversation about her missing doctor's appointments, him saying that she missed doctor appointments in the text messages between him and her, that would be in the phone between the text messages between the two of them, right?
That would be in her her phone. Yeah.
Exactly. So if she's telling him, let me show you, and Jason Lee is saying, hey, I'm
She
asking you
wasn't
another
saying let
question
me
right
show
now.
you on the part about the doctor's appointments.
Yes, she did. She said because he lied. That wasn't even about that. He was
No,
never
you're
even
making up
asking her
stuff.
about the
No,
doctor.
no, 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 no.
Yes, she
She
did.
said, Jason Lee, do you want me to show you that he was hitting me up? She
When he
was
asked her about the
trying to
hernia
show
pit.
him the date of the day that they fucked and the times
No,
that he
that was
pulled up
the
on her.
beginning
She was
question. When
not
he asked
saying,
about the hernia
let me show
question
you
was
the
about an
receipts
hour
about
and
the
20 minutes
hospital.
into the thing. She told him, she said, you want to see because that's a lie. We never even talked about Junior. He was talking about me and how good and wet my stuff is. But do you want to see? Because I wasn't telling him anything about the doctor's appointments. Do you want to see the receipt? Jay said, I don't need to see that. That
No.
was way
You
after.
just
That
made
was
that
way
up.
after they talked. That was whole two different conversations. I watched the whole interview and listened to the audio way before I even seen the actual picture interview.
No. I'm sorry. Well, I
Oh,
have to
maybe you
look
need to go
back.
back and relook the interview because that's
Go
just what happened.
find me the part. Click off of here. I'm gonna let you back up. Find me the timestamp where she tells Jason Lee to look at the receipts for the hospital and come back and tell me, and I'll listen to it. Because I didn't hear her say anything about, let me show you the dates about the hospital.
Because he said
anything.
he said that she was missing doctor's appointments. Correct? That she sent him the picture of the hernia because she wanted him to
show
be
me the
just as
timestamp.
concerned about her baby as him.
Click off, and show me the part of the interview where she told him to look at the dates for the hospital stuff.
That's what they were talking about.
Okay, click off. Find the timestamp, and we'll listen to it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Miss G, what is your thoughts?
Hey, I'm a first time caller. Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay. Okay, good. So here's my kind of 2 cents. So I kind of feel like it is more than just whether or not he's hitting her up, whether or not she went to the doctor when she was supposed to. I really feel like that's irrelevant. I feel like the bottom line is Chrisean knows, I feel like at this point, exactly what she's doing. I feel like she plays on the media. I feel like that also she's an attention seeker. I feel like she loves the attention that she gets when she goes viral. She loves, going back and forth with Blueface. And I'm not a fan of neither in terms of I'm not team Blueface. I'm not team Jaden. I'm not team none of that. I just feel like they're all toxic. So I'm not saying he's not hitting her up or whatever the case may be. But
Yeah.
it's the fact that she's allowing him to treat her that way. He literally publicly makes you look like a hot mess in addition to Jada. She clearly loves it. Okay, that's fine. They got 2 kids, whatever. But at some point, it's like, okay, Krishan, like enough is enough. Like, when are you gonna get your shit together? You have a new house now. You say you getting all this money. You say you doing this. You say you doing that. But it's like the lie detector determined that was a lie. Because if you really were trying to embrace your better self and really trying to move forward and do better for you and your child, then you would be taking steps to do that. And I feel like, yeah, we can validate the trauma. We can validate the fact that she experienced high levels of trauma, mental health, and that is generational, but there's a lot of people that have. And I also feel like, and this isn't a dig towards Tamika Mallory or Yandy Smith, because I know they came out and was like, oh, publicly saying like, oh, somebody get in contact with her and tell her to contact me and this and that, like they were gonna quote unquote Captain Save her. She's not in a position where she wants to be saved yet. She's not there yet. She's like a drug addict where individual is not ready to get clean. So no matter how many celebrities come forward, no matter how many new men she quote unquote meets, she's not in a position where she wants to be saved. And there's nothing people can do. So I get a little irritated when I see all these celebrities like coming forward, like making it appear as she's the victim. And Tamika Mallory's like, oh, well, I see myself in her. And I was once a single mom at that age and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. And I get it. You're trying to help, but she's
Yeah.
not there yet. She's not in that particular stage. She literally feeds off the negative energy. And a lot of these young girls look to that, unfortunately, and they mimic that. And they're going to follow that pattern because that's what they deem as, oh, it's going to make me pop it. I'm going to get followers. I'm going to be on the Zeus network. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So I just feel like there's no accountability. And the reason why there's no accountability, because so many people are making excuses for her. She literally has no one around her that's holding her accountable. She had her two friends beat up by Natalie on national TV. Like, or not Natalie, what was her sister name? I forgot her sister
Taseki.
name, but yeah. Anywho, I just feel like there's no good people around her and she got a whole bunch of yes people. And I think she just is an attention seeker, in my opinion.
Right.
Unpopular opinion.
All right. Thank you. They didn't put a receipt in the chat, so let's listen to it. Hold on. They said at the hour.
Oh.
Hold on. The hour and 34-minute mark. Let's go to it. Okay, right there.
Just hurt that I didn't invite you to the birth. But why you have to put Junior in it, bro? Like, oh my God, I'm sorry.
You were able to take your son and get the care that he needed, right?
Yes, my nigga, I got receipt. You want to see the appointments?
No, I heard you did.
I just don't tell him shit because he don't deserve that, bro. I'm scared.
Oh, okay, well, I stand corrected because I did not hear that. When she said you want to see the appointments, I didn't hear that. So I stand corrected. So she did tell him that do he want to see the appointments? So I stand corrected. And I have no problem if I'm wrong about something. I have no problem admitting it. However, other than that, there was no accountability, okay? So I stand corrected. Baby girl was right when she said that he said that somebody said you didn't want to hear that. No, I was listening to the interview. Okay? I did not hear her say you want to hear that. I didn't hear that. Okay? But I have no problem being corrected. And bitch, if you feel like I'm a hater, get the fuck off my video. The fuck? Oh, Ari, go ahead.
My bad, I was muted. Hi, Nick. How are you?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say really quick. I am a night owl. I've been following you literally since like before I had my daughter, and she's 4.5. So for a long time, and I've been following you and your like documentation of the whole like relationship and the little love triangle they got going on.
Yeah.
And I love your objectivity in
Y'all
the
are
situation.
so comedy in the chat. Somebody said your point was that she won't show receipts that paint her negatively. The clip still doesn't do that. From my perspective, when it came to her and showing accountability, she did not do that to me, in my opinion, in that interview. Okay? If she said that she had showed the receipts of the baby's appointments, I did not hear that. However, I did listen to the interview, and what I heard a lot of the interview was not accountability. She was not holding herself accountable for a lot of the stuff that she's done. And when it comes to little baby, when it comes to the role that she played in Jaden, Blueface, in her dynamic, she did not have no accountability in a lot of it. A lot of that stuff in between was lies, period. So go ahead, Ari. My bad.
No, you did.
Cause
I was
girl,
just
they
gonna
be
say,
playing.
I feel like you really called it, and this whole situation is got people split, which I kind of don't like because it kind of to me shows the trauma that's within like the Black community on how we pick sides and what we choose to ignore or what we choose to champion type of thing.
Right.
But I just love your objectivity in the dynamic that you don't defend Rock and her madness and you don't defend Jaden and her madness, because at the end of the day, everybody is over 18 and choosing to be participating in that situation. Like, I heard somebody say, I think it was Storm. I don't know if you know what I'm saying? I don't want to quote nobody, but like basically somebody was saying like the situation is profitable at this point. Like if they start being regular, they're not gonna make no money. And I just kind of agree with
Right.
that. That's all I want to add.
I feel like they both know that. They both know that chaos and drama is what give views. If it's not positive, if it's not anything uplifting, the blogs are not going to pick it up. People are not going to talk about it. People are talking about them every day because it's like, what level will they go today? What will they do now that's going to top yesterday? And each day is something more bizarre than the day before. So they absolutely know that. She knows that. And I feel like that's the blueprint that she's trying to mimic because that's what made them successful. Like, it's how can we top this train wreck each day? And that's why the low blows go lower and lower and lower each time.
And it gets to a certain point to where, like, I honestly feel like Blueface should be facing some type of SA charges for posting the picture of his child, but like nobody, like he just got away with that, and that's literally illegal. If like it's literally illegal.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people feel one way or another about it. I feel like it's up to the parent to take it serious. Like if somebody violate, or if I feel like my child is violated, I'm gonna do what I need to do. But if you caught on a nigga and you trying to make sure that he nutting you, then of course the guy is gonna get away with it because who's gonna hold him accountable?
I mean, that's a good point.
The person that has the ability to hold him accountable is worried about how fast she could get pregnant again. So who's gonna hold him accountable?
Nobody, apparently.
Yeah, like he has to be held accountable by the parent or the person who was, violated, which would be the child. There has to be an advocate for the child. Like who's going to advocate for the child?
It's just sad for the babies, like all the babies involved. Like his oldest child, I feel bad for his oldest, like all the babies. I feel bad for all the babies.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, I'm gonna jump back in the comments.
Okay.
All right, good night.
Isis, I gave you a chance. If you would have been a real bitch and you would have clicked the link, you could have stayed in my comment section. But since you's a fucking scary asshole, you got to go. Okay? I don't like keyboard banging hoes. If you could click the link. Okay? You could have clicked the link. I'm tired of seeing you type stuff across my screen. You should have clicked the link. Okay? Somebody said, you truly act as if you don't care for Chrisean. So here's my thing. And this is what y'all failed to realize, right? When you go on the 5 o'clock news, 11 o'clock news, they don't give you their opinion so that you don't know how they feel. When it comes to bloggers, the reason why you guys come to bloggers is because you want to know how we feel. Now, in turn, with you knowing how we feel, we have to be honest about how we feel, okay? So a lot of you guys think that because I'm a blogger, I have to like the people that you like, or I have to share them in the same light. It's not that I hate Chrisean. I don't hate her. I don't like a lot of her decisions, and I don't like what it represents to a lot of young girls. I don't like that she paints herself as a victim in everything that she does. I don't like the fact that she has young girls looking up to this situation and thinking that being treated the way that she's being treated by Blueface is okay, because it's not okay. I don't like the fact that there's so many excuses made for her that would literally not be made for anybody else. If this was anybody else doing the same thing, even a fucking Jada Waiter, we seen Little Baby cheat publicly with, maybe like 2 times we seen Little Baby cheat on Jada, right? But the internet drags her like she is being dogged out every other day by Little Baby. Like Little Baby is just treating her like dog shit. Like he's just, like the internet like drags it. Okay? She don't get no excuses. She don't get no grace. She don't get no nothing. Anybody who is darker than a brown paper bag does not get the amount of grace that she gets. They do not get the amount of excuses. They do not get the amount of, oh my God, poor, like, look, and look at how people treat Little Baby's first baby mama. Now, Little Baby's first baby mama was in the picture, and she would be considered a Jaden, right? She would be considered a Jaden. She was there with Little Baby before he was this superstar. She was in the picture. The internet literally dogs that woman as if she did not genuinely have a relationship with Little Baby. Like she's just some like random girl off the street that's trying to get clout off of likeness to Little Baby. Anybody who is darker than a brown paper bag does not get the same amount of grace. So that aspect of it, it's not so much that of me like not liking Chrisean. It's I don't like the way that the internet does certain women versus how they treat other women. I feel like if we gonna act like being dumb is cool, then let everybody being dumb be cool. Like, let's make excuses for everybody. Let's not pick and choose who we want to say that it's okay for this person to be dumb versus this person being dumb, because when we see them make their mistakes, it's never the same amount of grace. Ever. Period. So that be my gripe with it. My issue be more so the internet reactions, the excuses that people make, and the things that people do. That's more so the frustration that people hear from me. It's not per se that I don't like the girl. I don't like a lot of the decisions that she makes. I don't like a lot of the decisions that Blueface makes. But the reason why it seems like I'm going more harder on her than I am on Blueface or Jaden or whatever is because of the amount of excuses that she gets for her actions versus everybody else. Okay? It's everybody seems to know that Blueface is a piece of dog do. So it's like, why do I have to stay on that topic? We all know that he's a piece of dog do. The reason why I stay more and focus more on what Chrisean did wrong or what I feel like is wrong for her is because I'm talking to the audience a lot of times who are making excuses for piss poor behavior that they don't make for nobody else. Period. So that's just that on that. It's not that I hate the girl. I don't hate anybody. Like, I just don't like the fact that the internet, I don't like what y'all be doing when it comes to the content. Ziggy Randall, hello.
Hey, Nick.
Hey.
So I just wanted to say, a woman like Chrisean, she won't officially be done with Blueface until he's done with her. I feel like where she's at right now, like her mind is just far too gone. I think I heard her say in the interview, she's not even bothered with the spot that Jaden has in his life right now. And I think that's because she's fed herself this story that there's still a chance for her and Blueface to work it out. Like, I heard her say that they locked in. How many different times do this man got to show you that he don't fuck with you like that? Like, y'all are not locked in. Like, it'll never be whatever story it is that she's telling herself. And like, maybe that's a way for her to like soothe herself. And it's really sad because it's babies brought into this situation. I remember it was a live that she did. Maybe it was like a few months ago, and she was crying, talking about just the generational curses, and that she feel like it's generational curses in her family, and that she'll be the one to break it. And it's like, now you talking about you gonna have 12 kids? Why would you bring 12 babies into this situation?
Right.
Also, I feel like it's just, she's setting an example for her son, and how he would, treat a woman that'll come into his life at some point. Like, it's setting an example for all of the kids.
Right. And I think that as moms, a lot of people need to operate like, when I had my daughter, there was a lot of stuff that I'm just not about to do on the strength of, what would my daughter think about this decision? Like, when before I got pregnant by my daughter, I used to put like very, very like raunchy pictures on the internet. Like, I had like one time on Twitter, my profile picture was literally of me like this, like holding my boobs and stuff like that. Like, there's certain things it's like, okay, I wouldn't necessarily want like my daughter seeing these things. Like, before I got pregnant by my daughter, I never thought that I would have kids. Mm-hmm. I never thought that I would have kids. I never wanted kids. I just never seen that for myself. So certain stuff, like when I was modeling or taking certain pictures, like, I'm not thinking like one day your kid may see this, because I never was in the space of I'm ever going to have a child. But now that I do have a child, it's just like certain stuff, like I'll be like, ooh, girl, like you really had a picture like that. Like, ooh, girl, like, so once you become
that
a
is
parent,
something to
you
keep in
move
mind.
differently. And it is setting an example for all of the children in their dynamic of what's acceptable to take.
Yeah. I also feel like, it's her life to live. I feel like it just makes a big difference once you involve kids. Like, as an adult, make as many dumb decisions as you want to. If you want to be embarrassed every day, have a throw it off pH balance, that's up to you. But like, the kids could have been left out of it. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I love your videos.
I feel like you gotta love your child more than you love that nigga. Yeah. And I feel like everything that she does, she displays that she loves that man above anything else. Like, above anything and everything else.
Yeah, because I just feel like, how do you feel like a man deserve your cat after like he posted the picture? And I remember she was so hysterical about the baby Peter Wacker being posted, and then it was that easy for him to get back in, just like that. Like, he didn't even have to say much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Nick, that was all I wanted to say. I love your shows.
Girl, my cootie cow would be so dry off of a man that ain't doing right by my child. Please, until you do right by my baby, everything that you do gonna crumble. Child, I could not do it. Maria?
I'm here. I'm here.
Hey.
Oh, this actually works?
Hello?
Oh, I'm sorry. You can't hear me? This is my first time doing this. I'm not sure what I'm doing.
Okay, give us your thoughts.
I'm hearing you in the background talking. I don't know how to do this. I'm so sorry. I feel okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just give us your thoughts. Just speak.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think I feel sorry for the baby. That's who I really feel sorry for. No, I just feel sorry for the child. I think they're all crazy. They all need to grow up. I feel so. You know what? Let me go down. I'm not really ready for this right now. You have a good night. Thank you. But I'll be following you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, girl, for trying to come up.
I'll try again.
Okay. We'll get it together next time, all right? All right. So, let's see. Oops. Gigi?
Hi, how are you?
Hey.
I love your program first and foremost, and love your contribution as a content creator and just everything that you've done over the past 4 years. So I just want to salute you in that, and just I love what you're doing. So that's first and foremost.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was just going to comment because I think I'm in agreement. I know I'm in agreement with you about the grace that we keep are being asked as Black women and as women in general to constantly give and propagate this bad behavior. If we were to just to take a lot of things away and look at what we're actually watching, like I think a lot of people have fallen in love with Chrisean because they've seen her for. I
Hello?
felt the same way. I thought this, yes.
You cut out when you said they fell in love with her because what? You cut out.
No, I was just saying, I think like everyone else, she took us by storm because she definitely is a girl who has favor. That's first and foremost. I do think she has favor. But I also think that God or the devil can use you. Okay. I think you become more susceptible on which way you can go. You can either bring women and men to God and young girls to God, or you can take them away. And so I look at the behavior. I don't look at the words. I only look at the behavior, and the behavior does not always match up. And what I find very funny is that when I'm on these different platforms, I find that a lot of women are taking the position of the baby mother and the other mother. I mean, the other woman. I think that a lot of women actually can relate to Chrisean because maybe how they got into the relationship is very familiar to them, you know? And I don't think that we give grace to Jaden. I think we don't give grace to even Blue. The fact that he's been in a committed relationship since he was 13, they're trying to hold like children to this monogamous type of grown reality, which is just unrealistic. And I think that, that this is going to be a dangerous road that we're going to go down because as I'm watching Chrisean and who is surrounding her, I'm seeing Sexy Reds, I'm seeing the Glorellas, I'm seeing the Sukianas. Those women are creating a culture, a low vibrational culture for our women. And the fact that Chrisean is attracted to that, the fact that those are the type of women that are opening up platforms for her to be able to sit on makes it seem to me that she's being recruited. And I don't think that that's going to be good for our society. I just think I saw a cartoon coming with Junior. And people don't understand propaganda and advertising. When you have young girls thinking that it's cute to have a baby daddy, when you have young girls thinking that having more than one baby daddy is good, like we just got through a whole phase of teen mom and girls who were doing pregnancy packs to get on television. And it seems like we were having an uplift and an empowerment of women and Black excellence. And then now we're going back down that same road again. And it just seems that I feel that unfortunately, that Chrisean is going to be utilized for both, if she does not get a spiritual sounding and is very, very transparent in how she got to this point. Because I look at her as being very sophisticated. I don't look at her as being innocent. I don't look at her as not knowing.
I want to highlight this comment. Somebody said, why is Chrisean supposed to consider Jaden's feelings at all? Can you answer that?
Why should she consider Jaden's feelings at all?
Yeah,
I mean, let's put the foot into the other. Let's put the foot into the other shoe. If you were friends with someone for half of your life, this is a person you've known for half of your life. You support him you've seen this young man before he had money. You've seen him. He says he's going to try something during the COVID to make a money grab. And on day one, you are confronted with a girl who literally sits in front of a camera and says that your man is cute and she gonna make him her man by the end of the Blue Girls Club, that is her goal. That's the whole reason why Jaden even came out of the bushes. She's never had a woman sit up here and just boldly say that and covet what she has, saying what you have is what I'm gonna get, and then be focused on getting it. So I think the fact that we're not, how would you like it? Like all these women here on this platform, you're trying to tell me you being in a committed relationship with your man is in an industry. You would feel comfortable with Chrisean being your man's client, knowing that she has no boundaries, that she is the type of person, if she sees what you have and that's what she wants, she's going to do anything she needs to do to go get it. All of you women in this chat, you would be supporting her. You would be giving that girl grace. It just kills me when they sit up here and say that because they act like Chrisean said what she was going to do. She said, I want that dude. I like what he does. I like how he treats that family. And she coveted another woman's and another situation. So I just want to ask you, Neek, also what your opinion is. Would you feel comfortable or would your audience feel comfortable with a woman coming in and taking stake that this is her house? She gonna be in this house. She's not leaving the house. And
no woman
it's
but
on.
Chrisean gets grace for being a homewrecker. Any other woman who comes into a situation where the man already has a woman, whether he cheated or not, they get slaughtered on the internet. Chrisean is the first person that people are actually mad that the main girl wants to continue being the main girl that was there first.
Right.
Any other girl would literally get slaughtered. The internet does not show grace to side chicks. They show grace to Chrisean because she beats people up, and people like a crier. Okay?
Yeah, I didn't see you as an emotional manipulator. She emotionally manipulates you and holds you hostage.
Is crying. And she has mastered that. I think the fact that she has so many brothers and sisters, it's 12 of them in total. She's the youngest one. And I think that she learned how to cry on cue, because a lot of that crying that she did on the interview felt like it was crying on cue. And I feel like in order for her to be seen in the household, she probably had to like cry, or you know how when it's a bunch of kids and then the baby starts crying or whatever, the older kids start getting in trouble. You know, like you automatically think like, what y'all do to the baby? Like, you know, so I think that that is something that she has developed as she has gotten older as a way to survive throughout the madness or whatever, or to get attention. And I think that a lot of people like a crier. And if you cry, people feel like you're being vulnerable. They feel like you being raw, and they go for that. They love crying.
I agree. And I think that if people actually, because I went back, I was so curious about how she had so much influence so quickly that I actually went back to the beginning. And I've sent you, I think, a lot of videos, but in looking at the beginning of who she was and hearing her story, right? I heard her story and I was very like, oh my God. But then I saw another video when she's like, she wasn't like, first of all, people have to understand a D1 athlete. In order for you to be a D1 athlete, and I'm from Maryland, and Baltimore has a lot of different, a bunch of talent. You protect athletes first and foremost. If an athlete is in a crazy situation, you're going to put them in a safe space, whether it's with their coaches, whether it's with their teammates, but you're going to protect that investment. Okay, so let's think about the mind of an athlete. Chrisean has it within her to be very disciplined. She has it within her for you to be able to get to that point and that status where you have grants and scholarships. You have to have a certain type of mindset. When I saw the video of her, when she was talking about how she, hi, whoever came up on the screen, hello. Naya. I just wanted to say hello. I'm sorry. Naya. Hi. When I saw her video about how she even heard about Blue Girls Club, it was that girl, Jay, the girl who she's with now, said that her girlfriend who's in the industry gave her a call and told her that there's 2 shows she should try out for, one on Netflix and the Blue Girls Club. And she said, well, what's the Blue Girls Club? She says, it's a show where you can act. It's kind of like Baddies Club. She says, you can act fake ghetto. I said, fake ghetto. So this is an act. And she says, you know how to act? She's like, yeah, I'm from Baltimore and I do like to fight. And I saw that is when she created this character, this whole character. And it was, you know, as soon as she saw Blue, she obviously has a certain type. She saw that he was, if you actually look at the Blues Club, he says what this is for, that this is a social experiment, that the state of our women is at the lowest and it's very terrifying for him. And he wants to know that if he can give people, if girls are saying all they need is a chance, all they need is an opportunity, all they need is stability, if you give that to them, do they have the capability to create something? That was what his show was about. Chrisean made it because she decided that's who she wanted. And this is who she was going to utilize to get to the top. That's how it turned into fighting for Blue's love, because she fought everybody on that thing for his. That's not what the show was about. and you clearly see what he said it was about and then what it turned into. But she has a gift of hijacking the narrative and spinning people in emotional chaos so that they just believe anything, and she romanticizes how she got there. This girl went to the Blues House on warrants because she had just gotten out of a situation of a murder.
Okay. So.
And so that was like crazy to me. So she went from a situation with Ronnie when she was supposed to be going to her Santa Monica college, and a man died. When I looked at that story and followed that story, I was like, wait a minute. If you're going to school, how was it that you were able to take 2 men into your dorm? So that when I started to go and do research about the story, I said, something's not right with this. And then I'm listening to her ex-boyfriend, Ronnie, say he didn't know what Chrisean was doing. And I just looked at the scenario and I'm just like, are people just missing this? Are people just not seeing that this girl...
a lot of people don't know about the murder and the Ronnie situation and her saying that, he killed a dude for her. Like, there's interviews about it, but I don't think that a lot of people know about that, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm just like, first of all, let's just think about it. When you're in a college dorm, you're not allowed to bring anybody into the dorm with you. That's first and foremost. It's a student facility. So how she was able to get 2 men into her dorm is a question. The fact that she's sitting up here saying that dorm was used as a sex trafficking ring and no one questioned that. I'm like, what? And I said, she throws all of this stuff to emotionally get you like, I've got to save you. I've got to protect you. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? And she gives you all of these fantastical things, but then nobody ever asked the hard questions and they just roll with it. And I'm just like, oh my God. Go ahead.
Hey, Nick. I just want to inquire that I don't feel sympathy for any of them. I don't feel sympathy for Jaden and I don't feel sympathy for Chrisean. I just feel like she has so much access that other women wouldn't potentially get. And I feel like before she met Blue, yeah, she was a little famous. She had her career going on. But she chose to make those choices. And they both being pimped out. Like, I don't have sympathy for Jaden because you constantly allow this man to sleep with whoever. And then he comes back to you. And then Chrisean, you know what he do. And my whole thing about it is that because I feel like she's pretty, she gets a pass. Like you see Jaden, they talk about her looks, her BBL, she looked like Stevie. To me, it's like because she's like captivating to the audience of her being pretty, because she doesn't really have a nice personality. She's really not nice. I mean, she plays the same 5 songs. I really believe that it's just a toxic relationship. I feel like everybody was like, well, Jaden was with him since she was younger. Whatever. If you listen to Blueface's mother, she said that, Jaden been using Blueface. She never believed in him until he got on and then he stuck by her side. And then Blueface stays with Jaden because she only been with one man. And it's just a lot. And it's like a lot of people can relate to them because it happens every day in a hood. They just got more money and they on TV. Am I correct?
Yeah,
I agree with you. Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of girls choose to deal with the same situation, fighting over their baby daddy. He got other chicks. He got this one pregnant. He going house to house. They can relate to that because it happens every day in the hood, but they just have more money and they're capitalizing off it. Now, these 2 chicks don't got no talent really like that. Chrisean's sister got more talent than her and they getting record deals. They got songs playing. I just really feel like I don't want to throw the race, the color trade out. But I strongly believe if Chrisean was dark skinned and if she wasn't as pretty as she would be, do you really think that she would be famous as much as she would be? Because it would be another dark skinned sister on the internet acting crazy with no tooth and all this other stuff. I just can't believe how you've been in spaces with celebrities who could just put you on and you choose to stick with Blueface. I ain't gonna hold you. All those celebrities, I even saw a video where
I'm trying to
Diddy
find
was
the interview so that people could see what you was talking about when her and I believe it was her and Ronnie. She had like a curly, her hair was like half up, half down, and she was
Yes.
sitting on like a
Yes.
black couch, and they was talking about it.
Yes.
Who was the interview with? Because I want people to hear it. Like a lot of people, they haven't heard that
Okay.
interview.
So, well, he actually took one of the videos down. I'll send you another one. I'll go through my back end and send it to you in my IG. I'll send it to you now.
Yeah, send
But
it to me right
he
now.
took that video down because I think he was asked to. But there's another video where she's also talking about it, and you hear Ronnie telling the story. And okay, so I don't know what kind of lying this is. You know, when there's a lie, like when there's a bunch of confusion and a person kind of says this is what's going on and try to feed you the story, and you really don't know what's going on, so you just kind of repeat it. One thing people have to know about Ronnie is she said Ronnie used to be on Percocet. I don't know drugs. I don't know what that does to you, but I think you could probably be a little influential. I don't know because I don't know what Percocet does. But when he was describing the situation about how they had to sneak and go do and get this shower, there's no way that I believe a school would allow two men who are not students to shower
let's watch
in a
the video. Like a lot of them have not seen it, so send it to me. Cause from my memory, she had her hair was like it was like a like up and down,
up and
like
curly.
It was curly. It was like
And
shoulder length. It was half up, half down. They were sitting on like a black couch, and they was talking about this whole murder situation. But I can't find it right now. I was trying to show
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you. Let me put myself on mute, or unless you're gonna bring somebody. But hold on, let me go ahead and show you. But hold on, and then also look at the one thing that I want them to Okay, hold on.
That was here earlier.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's me.
Okay, I told you I'd let you come back up, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I was getting tired of hearing Freaknik 1980 and 1989 just rabble on and on and on and on and on about a bunch of bullshit, a bunch of crap. That girl got more problems than anybody of us know. Her mama crackhead, her daddy and them was molesting them. There's more deeper shit
Wait.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Wait. Pause.
Allegedly.
I'm gonna let
that whole
you vent.
family was getting touched on.
I'm gonna let wait. I'm gonna let you vent, and I appreciate you. Like I said, if I'm wrong about something, I don't mind correcting myself, and I don't mind facing anybody that I'm, having a disagreement with. So I bring you up. However, one thing, watch the language of the certain words that you using. Now I'm gonna let you get all your ish off, okay? I'm gonna let you get off all your feelings, however you feel. But just watch the M word. Watch,
Oh, sorry. I use my inside customer service voice.
Okay, go ahead now.
So Chrisean has been going through a lot of hardships as a child. She's had many allegations of misconduct with children in her family. A lot of unethical things going on in that family. So I know from a child that's been raped by family members before, that holds a deeper thing. You can just break down emotionally because some things you haven't all the way healed from because you bury it and cover up. In the Black household, everything is what stay in the house. What goes on in the house stays in the house. So you never get that counseling, that help. That Blueface is like what she feels safe in. She been abused her whole life. She thought this guy was gonna be there for her, help her, take her somewhere. They was doing this whirlwind twirl together.
They laughing at your voice switch up. She know how to do it. She know how to do it. Y'all don't. She know how to. That's office versus hangout.
I have to put in my my customer service Karen voice. Hello, mother.
She got professional on us. Okay, period. Go ahead, finish.
So she, when you get attached, a trauma bond is a real hard thing for you to really just cut off because y'all bonding off of similar childhood traumas that you have. Blueface mama is not all the way there. Her mother is not all the way there. They bond on a whole different level mentally. And she's mentally stuck to him because she feels that's home, that's safe to her. Which, at 23, I know that feeling. It's hard, but once you cut them off, you cut them off. But Chrisean is at that point where she's still, I want to say the right word, pina colada-ized.
Okay.
She overdosing on the pina colada. She's still on that sausage, that Andale sausage meat. She haven't got over that stage of her life, which I understand. It's hard. when you feel like somebody's helping you through a traumatic time in your life. But I think it's deeper than what we get to see, because we only get to see 5 minutes of her life. We only get to see 5 minutes of Blueface life.
Oh no, we get to see a lot more than 5 minutes of their life.
I mean, in certain situations that we be commenting on, we only seeing what the Zeus Network and they put out. We don't get to see what happens when the cameras off. What happens when the lights turn off on their little show.
We do get to see that because when they get mad at each other, they expose it.
But that's after the fact.
But we get to see it though, like whether we see it in real time or after the fact, we see every aspect, because when one person get mad, they expose each other, they expose the text message, they expose everything that they didn't show us, so we see everything.
Like we didn't get to see the whole Jaden screaming, talking about talk to me normal, talk to me normal, talk to me normal, until the Jason Lee interview. We wouldn't even know that she was over here talking about some, don't be picking up this girl phone, and you know he got a child with this girl. Why would you be telling him to be a deadbeat to his child? Just to make you happy.
Honestly, I don't think that she's telling him to be a deadbeat, but when Chrisean talked, because you heard everything she said, right?
Yeah, you know, I had to watch that interview twice.
Okay, so you heard everything. I missed that one part. But I heard everything else, despite what y'all may think. But anyways, when she talked about Blueface, she said that he don't check on the child or do nothing for the child, right?
She did say that. She said she don't tell him anything about the child, check on her.
So if Blueface is not calling to check on the child, why would Jaden want him calling her when she knows that he's not calling her about the child?
But why would you want to get engaged to a man that's calling a woman that he claims not his baby mama in the first place? You knew what type of dude you was messing with in the beginning.
Yeah, Jason.
And to be honest, I don't even think Blueface the one that exposed that hernia pic. I think Jaden did.
Oh God, come on.
Let me tell you why Jaden did it. Because Chrisean exposed her baby girl when Journey was first born. She exposed that picture of Journey when she was a baby, when Jaden didn't want nobody to see Journey. I feel like when he said his phone was hacked, it was really hacked by Jaden Alexis. But he knew everybody was going to come for her if they found out Jaden did it. So he took the rap, because Chrisean did expose Jaden's daughter when she was first born.
So you watching everything that happened? Were you online that night? Because I was screen recording, I was screenshotting, and I was going between Twitter and his Instagram page. Were you doing the same thing? Did you see it in live action that night?
When he posted the picture?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I heard it. I seen the picture, but I didn't see the picture.
Did you see? Okay.
I didn't want to see. You know what I'm trying to say? I seen him post a picture, but I didn't want to see the picture.
What I'm telling you is, that night when he posted the picture, he would post up tweets, and then he would make videos on his Instagram story. He would make tweets. And then I believe that night is the night when he came clean and said how he was going to leave Jaden for Chrisean. That was the same night, if I'm not mistaken. And he went live right after he exposed the picture. Right after.
No, that was the night after.
That was the night after. Hacked. He had his phone and he went on he was up all night.
That was the night after.
Huh?
That was the night after. After everybody started roasting him about posting that pic, that's when he went live in the closet when she was asleep, when Jaden was asleep.
Okay, well.
Because, you know, Blue not allowed to talk about Chrisean when Jaden in the room.
The night that he put that picture up, he was making videos on his Instagram story. Maybe he didn't talk about specifically I was up all night that night.
Come on, because he said his Twitter got hacked, remember? If he didn't have his phone, why would he say his Twitter got hacked?
Let me look on my Instagram, because I posted it on my Instagram. He was up all night. I was literally talking with my folks, and I'm like, he about to be up all night, and he was up all night. I was going between his Twitter and his Instagram, and he was making Instagram stories that whole night.
Because remember, he said, I just got my phone back, you guys. I just got my Twitter. It was hacked.
But it was not. That was him.
But you remember, he said he got hacked.
Do we know that's a lie, though?
We know it's a lie.
But you said it was Jaden.
But I'm saying, why would you? I think it might have been Jaden. Who you covering for? Why would you say you got hacked if you said on Jason Lee's show that you did it because she was taking too long with the hospital appointments?
That was a lie. But let me try to find out the exact subject matter he did after that, because I followed it and I posted about it.
Just like when Chrisean told the story about Jaden and her mama.
See, man, I'm right. Listen, it's on my thing right here. Hold on. I posted up the post and I said, after I go live, I'll post all Blueface tweets except the baby photo. He is currently getting backlash for posting his son in large private area. This is my post. This was September 24th. And then the next post was him in the closet.
What day was that?
It says September 25th, but this was in the middle of the night. This was that same night.
So it may have been early morning.
This was the same night. He was up all night. I know what I'm talking about. You such a Chrisean fan that you trying to make me think that because I had one thing wrong, I don't know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about, girl, because of this stuff right here. He was up all night because I was talking to my man about it, and we was talking about it. And I was like, he's gonna be up all night, and he was up all night, and we watched it all night.
Byron!
I know what I'm talking about. I was watching it in real time. I'm like, he posted the picture and then he went on his Instagram story and he was talking about all of that stuff. I know what I'm talking about, girl.
So he was lying on Twitter then talking about he got hacked. He just a liar and a cheater. What Angela Baskett said, you a lie and you a cheat.
All right, but hold on, Lisa. Gigi, wait. Who did we not hear from? Gigi, did you send me the video?
I want to say a few things. Good evening.
Go ahead. Okay. But first, Gigi,
I did send it. I sent it to you.
Huh?
That's me on the back end. I don't want my IG, but yeah, it's on the back end. I sent it to you just now.
Back end
it
where?
May be on your IG. I sent it to you on your IG.
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead. Who was that, Kay? Go ahead.
Yeah. So I just want to bounce off of Gigi's comment. She said everything that I was thinking and that I wanted to say. She's dead on. She's spot on about the sophistication of the way Chrisean moves. When I first seen Chrisean, her looks were captivating. And I seen her and I'm like, who is this little girl? And I'm watching her and I'm looking, I said, wow, she's beautiful. And then she had me with the tears in the beginning. And I'm like, oh my God, she needs to get away from Blue. And this boy is no good for her. And I still feel that way, that he's no good for her. She's no good for him. They're no good for each other. But as I watched the story and I started researching and looking at previous lives and looking at Blue Girls Club and looking at her behavior and listening to her interview today and her saying how she's so loyal and she's used to unconditional love. I can't say that I agree with that, because if she was used to unconditional love, she would have seen the red flags from the beginning. That's the first thing. The second thing is that there's something very menacing about her behind the pretty face. Mm-hmm. There's some things that it doesn't allow you to do when you just have a good heart. Still in the car, tearing up his house. I've watched this girl tear up this boy's house. I mean, break TVs, all kinds of things. There's nothing good about a person like that. She's unpredictable. And in some parts, I do think that Blue is scared of her.
He is. Thank you.
There are some things about her that is scary. And if he responds or reacts, he would be in a worse situation than she would be, because she is a female. But a lot of times that I seen her, I was scared just watching her. And I'm like, all right, now I'm past the pretty face. I'm looking
Right.
at the true intention of what's going on. Today in the interview, she said, I played stupid. I played stupid. I did what I
Manipulation.
had to do to get what I wanted to get. Then on
Yep.
top of that, she said, if little baby could put me in a better position, I would go with him because
Yep.
he seemed like he know what he's doing. So when she speaks that loyalty, that doesn't exist in her. She is going with
Exactly.
the higher bidder. The
Thank
only
you.
problem with Chrisean is that she is going to begin with Blueface and it might stop at Blueface because she already exposed her hands. So she's a casualty. No, she's not a casualty. She is not an asset. She's a liability to anybody that will pick her up from this point forward. So, I get the whole light skin, pretty. In the beginning, yes, that's the first thing I seen. Who is this girl? But if you pay attention to the characteristics, it's scary. It's scary, and I feel bad for the baby. I feel bad for Blueface in some ways because she's a lot more street smart than him. He's a California boy that went, play. And I'm not saying, this whole Crips, that is not real. He's not a real Crip. I know what a real Crip. That's not no Crip, okay? He's not a Crip. He's a boy that went into show business, like his mother say. He's done commercials. He's been living sort of like an isolated world. Chrisean is the nitty gritty. Okay, she is the one that you want to get your sons away from, honestly. But time will tell.
Yeah.
And that's all that I have to say. But I can't agree with Gigi Moore. She said everything that I wanted to say. And I did also see that interview with her sitting on the couch speaking about what happened with her boyfriend before and the murder or whatever. But like I said, time will tell. And that's all I have to say.
And that you were right, point on.
Gigi,
And I
I'm
think
looking
that
at
people.
my email. I'm looking at my Instagram. Yours start with a S period. Is that you?
No, it
I'm not
starts
gonna
with
say
a
the
C.
whole thing. It's S period.
It starts with a C. Creative.
Yeah, this is you. Okay. Girl, you sent me so much. I wanted the interview with.
Yeah, it's just the last. Just look at the last few.
Okay, which one is it?
I think you can see it it's the one where she is, hold on, I'm sorry.
Tell
one,
me. Okay.
I think it says where it's about body. I think it's the one that actually has it in the title.
Well, I can't see the titles. I only see the links. It only shows me the links.
Oh, okay, hold on,
So
let me look.
that's why I'm like, which one is it?
Okay, hold on.
You got to tell me because it only showed me the links. Is there anybody else that wanted to chime in? Because this was literally supposed to be a 20-minute live on everything. But when people start playing with me,
playing with my time,
y'all know I'm going to go toe-to-toe, round for round, bar for bar, period.
All I want to say is, can we stop saying it's about race?
What's about race?
Because everybody keeps saying, well, if she was dark-skinned and she wasn't light-skinned, both her parents, two black people, two dark-skinned people, maybe Sean Malone might be her daddy, but who knows? She black. It's not about race. It's about likability. It's not because she light-skinned. It's just because people like her. Sexy Red is very likable, and she's dark-skinned, and she's worse than Chrisean. She talk about having chlamydia and gonorrhea.
Did you see the read that Kaya gave for her? Do you see that Sexy Red is not that much older than Chrisean, and she does not get the she's young grace?
No, she do, because everybody's still vibing with Sexy Red. They feel like it's risky.
No, they don't. They do not. No, whenever there's comments about Sexy Red, people either say they like her because she's real, or they say, she went too far. But it's never poor her. She had a bad background. She's young. No,
right. It's never a sob story. Never.
Excuses at
all.
Look at the one.
Because some people be on Sexy Red's side, some people don't. Same with Chrisean. Some people don't be on her side. Some people do be on her side. It's not based on the color. It's based on the likability of somebody. I really don't see color. Chrisean could be light skinned or black skinned. I'm still gonna vibe with her if I vibe with her. Sexy Red could be light skinned. If I'm a vibe with her, I'm a vibe with her. It's really all about how people gravitate to somebody. I don't think it's because of her color.
It's
I don't think
absolutely
because she's light skinned.
100% positively a lot to do with her color. Now, does she have a personality that y'all gravitate to? Absolutely. Can she beat people up and people are fascinated by that? Absolutely. However,
I don't think she can beat everybody
the reason why she gets so much grace and the reason why she gets, it's the same thing with Cardi B. Cardi B does some disgusting things. She says some disgusting things. She does disgusting things, but because she's this supposed to be black girl, Hispanic girl, she gets a lot of grace that she would not get if she was not Cardi B. Like, she gets the same excuses that Cardi B get. Oh, poor her, poor this, poor that. No, that it has everything to do with color.
I don't give Cardi B no excuses. You know, I really don't like Cardi B like that. Not because she light skinned or because she say that. I just can't dig it. I just can't dig it. I just can't vibe out with that.
I don't know how. I mean, even today with Chrisean speaking about how she's still sleeping with Blue, and she says it in a boastful way. She says it in a way that is boastful. But I gotta think that something is missing, because the minute you leave me on a labor table by myself and you're out celebrating and you're not stopping what you're doing at least the next day or the following day to check on my baby and make an attempt to show up for my baby, like you said, everything would dry up. There would be no waterfalls. There would be no Cream Nation or whatever she wants to call it. Emotionally, I would be shut down from him because of the hurt that I felt having to push out a baby by myself and you rejecting my child. I don't know. Something is not clicking.
Would you feel the same way about Jaden then?
I'm sorry?
Would you feel the same way about Jaden?
Would I feel the same way about Jaden?
Yeah, because in the interview when Chrisean stated how Jaden walked in, she just didn't walk in on them sleeping together. She walked in with her son and her mother. So for your mother and your son to see you butt naked with another woman I'm
not condoning Jaden. I'm not talking about Jaden. She isn't the topic, right?
I mean, the whole situation is basically the topic.
I feel the same way about Jaden, but we also see Blue making an attempt to be in those kids' life.
Do you really see him making an attempt, or is it all out of spite?
No, he's been in those children's life
because I see a man spending $40,000, $50,000, $5,000 on a Henny closet, but his son's bed is on the floor with a Walmart TV.
Okay. I mean, to each his own. I'm not taking.
I mean, how can you spend $10,000 at a Rams game, but your babies always sleep on the couch with a full pamper? Where's he being a father besides providing and barely doing that for them kids?
I don't know. I didn't bring up Jaden because she's not the topic. I'm not a Jaden fan, so it's not about I'm speaking about Jaden. I'm speaking about Chrisean, but they're both in the same boat. They're two different females, but they're dealing with the same situation.
That's what I was trying to state, that they both in the same. There's no difference between Jaden or Chrisean because Jaden been there 10 years, Chrisean been there 3. They're the same exact person in different bodies.
Glorifying Jaden. Nobody's glorifying her.
No, there's a lot of people. She's been there for 10 years. Okay. She's been with Blue since she's 11. And Jaden and Chrisean, or everybody forgot Jaden had Jiggy come into their relationship because Blue was messing with Jiggy behind Jaden back. And she felt jealous, so she had to bring Jiggy in. And that relationship didn't work because she was jealous of Jiggy.
Well, I honestly look at it differently, and here's why. I think that anytime you have a person who solely likes a person based on what they can do for them because they're famous, I look at that different than somebody who got it out the mud with you. Like, I just do. If I'm a person who I'm with you 10 toes down, I get it out the mud with you, and now, you know what I'm saying, we figuring out life together and things like that. I look at that person differently than I look at a person who sees a union that that somebody has and purposely tries to break that union and tries to think that they're better than that person and tries to home wreck. I just look at it totally differently. So,
But how can you wreck the home if it was already broken?
you're still a home wrecker.
Jada said in the Jason Lee interview, he's been cheating with her been cheating on her the whole 10 years. He slept with her sister.
That doesn't still make it any less that she's
And
a
then
home
on top
wrecker.
of that, his brother Dre went live and said Chrisean was the breadwinner. Blueface had no money. Chrisean was the breadwinner. That's why he was letting Chrisean get away with what she was getting with. That's what his brother Dre went on his live and said. That's why he let Chrisean get away with it, because he was literally funding Jaden and Blueface lifestyle with her Zeus checks.
I don't believe that. Honestly, I feel like his brother has reason to probably be jealous of him and his success. I don't think that that she was the breadwinner for Blueface. I just don't believe that. I believe that Blueface put her in a position to eat, and they both have ate. Now, did the checks go in his bank account that she made? Yeah, but Blueface is not. I don't think he's dumb by any means as far as it comes to finances. I don't think that he was broke when he met her, and I don't think that. No, I don't believe that at all.
He wasn't broke when he met her. Well, he broke now with that $13 million lawsuit that boy got to pay now. You hear me? He got to pay that $13 million. He got to pay that $8,500 for that house that's up on auction. That don't sound like a man that ain't broke.
I don't think that he's broke. I just don't. But Gigi, what's the timestamp that she talked about? Because I'd never seen this live that you sent me about her talking about her catching a body or whatever. This is 57 minutes. Do you know where it is? Because I seen the one where she was sitting on the couch with Ronnie.
Get to the house. I'll go ahead and timestamp it if we want to do this another day. I'll go through them and then show you and then give you the timestamp as to when. But I wanted to just say that I do think that I wanted to ask a question, because I think we're also so caught up in the chaos. When there's chaos, you can't really think. And I think Chrisean double talks and says a lot to create chaos, so people really can't think like in sequential. And so it's like a tactic. It's almost like what Trump does. And you see that Trump has a cult following because you can do that. It's a psychological thing that you can do to just kind of confuse people into situations. But my question is very direct. When you do a DNA test when you're pregnant, you have to have a needle that's stuck into your belly. It is a high risk because you can damage the baby. It's very, very painful. Is everyone out here who is a Chrisean Rock fan and a Chrisean animal, whatever you call it, are they trying to tell me that they think that she went through that procedure to get a DNA before while she was pregnant? Because most people say that doctors do not suggest it because it is a high risk. And I don't see Chrisean having the maturity to be able to go through something so painful to prove something. My question is that why wouldn't she do a second
now.
DNA?
I'm not sure, but I think I was told that now there's another way to do it other than that needle. I think that there's another way that they do it now. I think it has to do with the blood or something. Hold on, let me see. Because I think that's an old method. But let me see.
Okay. Well, this is my other question is why has no one ever gone into the specifics of what happened that day on her DNA test? What did she do? How did she do it? What was the thing? Because I honestly think when Ronnie sat up here in his thing and said that he had been sleeping with her when she used to go to Baltimore, they used to hook up. That was her man for 4 years. She also got pregnant by Ronnie a few times. So pregnancy in her and her family, like this is a family that has babies, that gets pregnant. Like it's what they do.
Yeah,
and
so
running,
now,
you know.
Yeah, that's what now they have a way to do it with the blood, the mom's blood.
Okay, with the mom's blood. Okay. So my question, so then that says that one. But the other thing is when Ronnie called and reached out to Blueface and let him know she was coming down here to see me. Like people don't know, even when she stole his car, she wasn't caught with weed. She was caught with like a substance. You understand what I'm saying? In addition to weed. And so that's not like a naive little girl. You understand? Somebody that breaks into your house, steals your vehicle, puts work in your vehicle to take it across country to her old dude, does not sound like somebody who just don't know what they're doing. It just doesn't sound that way to me. And when Ronnie, when you look at the whole thing of breaking back into his house, if you look at her other videos and you put everything sequential, she talks about going back to the house. Like, I'm going to get back in that house. Her and Jay and Marsh are like plotting about how they're going to have a party at Blue's house, how they're going to go back to that house. She doesn't want to be in the apartment. She's used to a certain type of lifestyle, and she's used to a certain type of lifestyle, and she's not going to do anything less. Like what I said, as soon as she sees something and she wants it, she goes for it. And I know for a fact that none of these women will feel cool or secure with her around. I think that if she's so much of an asset, why are not all the labels knocking down her door to do a partnership, to do some type of distribution deal with her? Why is no one like... She's met Puffy. She's met all of these moguls, but no one necessarily wants to put her on paperwork. Why do you think if you have Beyonce, wouldn't the first thing you want to do is put a person on paperwork so that you make sure you benefit from them? There was a reason why Blue and Wack did not want paperwork on her, because she was already claiming that she was bonded to them without paperwork. And that even when they fired her, she said she wasn't fired.
Well,
so
what
she
we learned
forces
in the
herself.
Jason Lee interview is that she doesn't really do good business. So she talked about several bags that she lost because she doesn't know how to communicate. So I think that could be why. She talked about how she was supposed to do a pay-per-view live birth, and she did not do that because she didn't communicate. She talked about other bags that she lost because she didn't communicate and she doesn't know how to answer the phone. She talked about Keke Palmer, and she said, oh, I was mad at Keke Palmer because she didn't call me. Then she said, oh, wait, well, she did call me. I found out that she did call me. She had been calling me, so I called her back. So she talked about that, so maybe that's why.
But then think about that. If those are all the millions of bags and dollars that you have just fumbled and fumbled and fumbled, your money is going to deplete when you're paying $496,000 for vehicles. Your money is going to deplete when you have jewelry. Your money is going to deplete when you pay $169,000 for a mortgage, a rental. You know what I'm saying? For a buy to rent to buy. Like, your money is going to deplete. So we have to be logical here. As fast as she gets money, she also spends it. She also has a team of people that she takes care of.
To cut you off. Jason Lee was so disrespectful comparing her to Jada Pinkett. Like, I felt like that was total disrespect to Jada Pinkett's name, period. But go ahead, finish, Gigi. We're going to close out.
I actually think that he was trying to clown her on the low because everyone thinks that Jada Pinkett is delusional in her mind with this relationship with Pac.
Yeah.
I think it was low shade. Nobody believes Jada. I'm friends with Pac's sister Setua. Jada and Pac were very good. They had soul ties. They were soulmates. They never had a romantic relationship, but they were definitely soul ties and friends. Where it went wrong with Pac, as soon as she sold out, he felt when she got with Will, he never thought that Jada would sell out for money. To go with the dude for money. And that's where he lost the respect of her, because he thought she was so real, so real, so real. But then she just went with the come up. That's when he switched. And men like that who think like you're so real, like how Blue thought Blue Rock was so real, so real, so real. I think he was honestly heartbroken when he found out that she really has all these other dudes on the side. Why would you not want a second DNA when she's clearly talking about she's sleeping and she has other men? Why do people not have empathy for him to know that maybe is not his baby? She's been with a dude, Ronnie, and he said that he was sleeping with her the whole time she was with Blue. Whenever she would go back to Baltimore, they would hook up. If you look at, she leads with sex. Every time she's around men, she comes up out of her clothes. Some women are just sexual like that. They lead with sex. They lead in with sexuality and want men to look at them a certain type of way. She's like that around a lot of men. And so my thing about it is I don't think Blue necessarily likes that. I think he likes the fact that his girl's only been with one man. I think he tried Chrisean, but when she tried to get him lined up and get those men to come, when she was given her phone, and Wax said the reason why he does not mess with her was because when they took her phone and looked at her phone, they saw that she was trying to set up Blue after she got her tooth knocked out. That was very scary to me, because when you look at that whole situation, it was day one. We're talking about day one. Day one, Chrisean Rock says and puts her claims and says she wants this man. Day two is when she lost her tooth, because Jaden is watching in real time a girl say that she wants her man. And he's saying, it's not like that. It's not like that. And she's like, I'm looking at it. You know what I'm saying? And just the spark and the light that Chrisean has, we all see it. Like there's something with this girl, but there's also something else with her, that people are trying to, avoid. But anyway, when you listen to the serial about how her tooth got knocked out, it wasn't because Jaden hit her. Jaden bucked at her, and old girl ran and slid into a unicorn. That's how she knocked out her tooth.
Well, we're gonna cut it short, Gigi. We're gonna revisit you gotta send me the right interview. Mystical Pisces hasn't talked, but one thing I will say in closing, Blueface was in Miami, Chrisean was in Miami, and it's been a day and we haven't heard neither one of them say nothing. And what we know about when both of them is silent is that they in each other face. So I think right now they in each other face, because both of them is radio silent right now. Because he was heavy on throwing subs when she wasn't in his face, and she was heavy on responding or trying to do whatever to get his reaction. And it has been a full 24 hours. I just looked at my phone that both of them have been silent. So they with each other right now, and that's my word. And we're gonna hear the receipts as soon as she get mad at him or whatever and call it out. Mystical Pisces, is there anything that you wanted to say before we close out?
Yes. Hi everyone.
Hey.
Hi. I hope you can hear me. It's my first time.
Yes.
Basically what I see is I'm gonna say it in a spiritual perspective. I understand she grew up in a home that is very broken and not good for a kid mental health, seeing all the chaos and all the craziness. So I'm not going to judge her in that part. But my message is that all of us hoping and praying that she's going to come through it and be a better person and learn. But because she grew up in so much chaos, sometimes she wants to do good and next time she wants to do bad because she sees she can make money from it, But she does have this light about her that everyone loves her, but sneaking around and doing the things what she think it's okay because she normally saw that growing up with her mom, stuck with her dad and stuck with the abuse and stuck with all the craziness. So she think it's okay. She has this guilt where she think, okay, because Blue helped me, so I have to stick with him. What I see that she can make it without him and she can just let him go, forget about the pain. That's his community pain. That's a pain that can give her whatever she don't want to get. She just have to stay focused. And if she stay focused and take care of her kid and do what she's supposed to do, then she can go wherever she want to go. Yeah, she is talented. I don't agree when you say she's not talented because she can do sport. She can do whatever she want to do, but she has to stay focused and she has to communicate better with her business. She has to have lawyers. She has to have great PR team. She has to stay focused on her healing, her journey, her story, and not focusing on that pain all the time or trying to spite Jaden and Jaden start trying to spite her and being immature. Because in the end, if you do not go forward in your life, you will lose everything. You cannot spend your money on everyone that say, oh, I love you and I want to be there for you. You cannot just drop everything. So, okay, because a guy loves me or he's showing love, I'm going to give him everything and he's going to take charge because she saw her mom did that. So I cannot say, okay, Chrisean is evil, whatever. It's just she grew up in a messed up life and she just has to snap out of it. And by doing so is going to someone and sticking to her healing process, spiritual process, and just grow from it and leave him. So for me, I wish her well. I wish her success, but she has to stay focused. Otherwise, she will lose everything and she will go square one. That's what Blueface want from her. He just want her not to grow. He don't want her to see her becoming the person she want to be, because he think I made her, and he did not make her, because she has that star in her. She has that specialty in her, and she has to find that person within herself, love herself enough and love her child enough to don't go back, because going back means destroying everything what was set for her. And that's what I see spiritually for her. And I just wish she can just snap out of that delusion and illusion, whatever. And I understand the industry want to see Black women in chaos, because I believe that's a normal Black broken home, which is not true. We are strong women. We are strong people, and we have businesses, and we have great life. Not everyone grew up in a broken home. So she has that story to say, okay, this is what happened to me when I was young, but this is who I am and who I'm going to become. I'm going to become greater. I was, who I was grew up. I grew up stealing. I grew up doing drugs. I grew up selling drugs. I grew up, that's a life. That's a reality. So she has to wake up and say, okay, I have a story to tell, and I can save lives who in that same situation. So that's my story for her. And I understand both sides.
I have a quick question for Pisces. I have a quick question for you. What if you found out that the story she told was not true?
Well,
would you still feel the same way if it wasn't a real story?
Okay, if I have to see spiritually, like to talk, I see that she's sneaking around a lot. I see that what I feel, she's stuck on that pain. She's stuck on that energy.
Right, but I'm talking about before. I'm saying the story that you're saying, everyone feels so sorry. What if you found out the story that they gave you was not a real story that everybody got connected to her on? Like, she said she was homeless, but then she talks about she lived in a mansion. She's had maids, she's had butlers, she had dog walkers. What if you find out the story she gave to everybody? Because that is a lot of people's stories.
Okay, well, there's what
they connected to her on a story that was not true. Do you not think that that's emotionally manipulative?
Okay, the thing is, I never looked of those toxic story and shows. I just have to give off the energy, what I pick up about how she reacts. Because I don't look at toxic show. I don't look at people fighting each other, cursing each other. It gives me headache. I really hate those shows. But what attracted me to her, it was her music. It's a vibe all the time. And then later I saw Blueface.
You like the songs other than it's a vibe all the time, like the actual lyrics.
Yeah.
The actual
why
lyrics
not? It's a vibe all the time.
It's a vibe all the time. You like that?
Hell yeah, because when I'm in a bad mood, I say it's a vibe all the time, because I'm a vibe. I'm a Pisces. We vibe all the time. I don't like to stay in the same situation.
No. Outside of it's a vibe all the time, the rest of the lyrics.
I like Lonely. Yeah. But also, do you know that Blueface wrote a lot of those songs for her and put his pen to her, right? She's not a writer.
Well, it doesn't matter, because most of the musicians is not writers, and have people write for them. It's how you deliver it. I see that she do have talent. She do have something about her. And that's why people gravitate. It's not about her color, light skin, dark skin. I don't see that. I don't understand how in the USA they see dark skin, light skin. I don't understand that. But because of her energy, she has this substance about her that people attracted. But I get irritated when she sneak around, when she play the game, because she wants to spy